Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here, coming to you live from Batlantic Studios. I wanted to do a quick Facebook Live, back to the drawing board, show you what I'm working on, and show you some of the things I've been reading. My usual comic book review, 5 stars. Everything gets 5 stars. Also, I'm wearing this sweet Batman shirt. Thought I'd show you that. Anyway, first, I've been looking at this Tyler Kirkham art book. He's incredibly talented. If you don't know Tyler Kirkham's work, you should definitely check it out. You're probably familiar with it if you've read Deathstroke. Deathstroke is a series he's been working on. He's also working on Action Comics right now. So I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to show you this book. Here we go. All right. Here is the drawing table. So this is the Tyler Kirkham book, Separation. You can see my copy here is signed. Sorry if I bumped the camera. So his stuff, he started with Top Cow, working on Darkness, and then moved on to DC and Marvel Comics. So his stuff is just incredible, just amazing line work. And now that he's inking his own work, I think it's jumped up even higher as far as quality. He has a great technique where he'll do like an ink wash to drop in shadows. So you can see also when he used to be inked by a Bat, who's a very popular inker, very talented. But his more recent stuff he's been inking himself. I think it looks great. So this book, if you go to tylerkirkham.com, I'm not going to show you all of the book. I'm not going to flip through every page because you should just go order your own copy. It's that good. You should have it in your collection. If you like art books and you're a fan of his work, definitely check it out. Here's some of that, like a dry brush, gray wash technique he's using. These are neat too. These are some of his commission stuff he does. He does commissions for people. I'd love to order a commission from him. Batman. Oh yeah. Don't get any better than that. Huntress. That's a good one. It's neat to see how he uses a lot of different sort of technical pens and brush pens, which is definitely something that's influenced my work. I've been using more brush pens lately. This is a great cover. There's a Red Hood and the Outlaws cover. That one I think is just incredible. So it's so interesting to see how much the art changes when it's colored, when they drop in the color. So there's his pencils, pretty tight pencils, Green Lantern Corps, and then inks. Looks like Bat inked over him on that one, and then the color page. So that's Tyler Kirkham Separation. Go to tylerkirkham.com. Get your copy today. Maybe he'll sign it for you like he signed it for me. Good dude. Now, I'll also show you some of his Deathstroke work. This is Volume 3 and Volume 4. Tony Daniel, Tyler Kirkham. Paolo Pantalena. Did a couple of pages, a couple issues in this. So that's all Tyler Kirkham stuff. That's all Tyler Kirkham stuff. Pretty awesome. So you should definitely check those out. Coast City Comics has copies of those if you're looking for it. Yeah, so if you like this video, please thumbs up, share, comment. Thank you so much for watching. It's good to see your face too, Kristen. Happy birthday. So this is a page I'm working on. This is one of my pages for Archive the Warhood Odyssey. This is one I inked. I could probably show you the pencil version too. The usual technique I'm doing with these is penciling it, scanning it, printing it out in blue lines, and then inking over it. So that's the penciled page. It's as tight as I got for these pencils. And then this is the inked page, inked with technical pens, brush pens. It's kind of what I've been doing lately. I'm happy with the result. I think that's how I'm going to do the rest of the comic. Slow going though. I mean, it's a lot to have to go through and ink everything myself. And of course, as is with anything, the more I do it, the better I get. So I look at some of my earlier stuff, I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. But I think that's just part of making comics. This is the page I'm working on currently. So getting better at environments, drawing a lot of rocks, trying to draw characters' expressions, trying to work on narrative and story, figures and poses, lighting. So, thought I'd do a little live drawing. See how this goes. Alright. This is my character Aaron Nallid from Archive of the Warhood Odyssey. He's fallen into a pit. If you've read issue 1, you remember seeing him tossed into a pit at the end of the first issue. This takes place after that, how he gets out of the pit with help from Dachi. So Joseph Schmalke, my buddy Joe, he suggested I do a comic book convention this year. So I said, geez, alright. And he was saying that Bangor Comic Con is a great convention to do. So I've been kind of going back and forth on it, and I decided I'm going to do it. It's a ways off. It's not till May, so I got some time to prepare. But I'm excited about it. I've never done a convention. I've never had a booth at a convention. I think the things that have been holding me back is just I don't feel like I have enough work out right now. You know, I mean, I got my own stuff I've been working on, but I want to make sure that I have enough content that people would want to come and talk to me about it. I don't want to just have a blank, empty 8-foot-long table. So I'm working on trying to make sure I got enough things to fill it up. Because you gotta have like a banner, and you gotta have copies of your comic books, and you gotta have prints and bookmarks and stickers. So if you come to the Bangor Comic Con in May 2017, come say hi, please. If I look overwhelmed and terrified, it's because I've never done a convention before, and I'm overwhelmed and terrified. I'm sure it'll be great, and I'm looking forward to it, but I've been to conventions as a fan, and I'm sure working a convention is a much different experience. But I think that's probably kind of the next logical step. To continue making comics, you have to tell people about your comics that you're making. And I love making comics, and I want to keep making comics. So that means I got to keep telling people about it. That's why I do Facebook Live. That's why I have a website. That's why I have Kickstarter and Patreon. All those things. If no one knows, then no one will care. So just going in with the usual pit pen, and then the standard brush pen. Just trying to drop in water effects. And when I'm inking, I tend to rotate the paper quite a bit. I think that inking the pages does, because I was initially like, oh, maybe I just won't ink anything. I'll just have really tight pencils, and you know, maybe it doesn't need to be inked. But then looking at all my work, I'm like, no, I like it better when it's inked. I feel like I can add more texture and more depth, and it's, you know, it's kind of stressful initially to feel comfortable or confident inking, and it's like, well, if you're, you know, don't avoid it just because it's something that's difficult. It's like you should, if it's difficult, then you should just get better at it, and then it won't be so difficult. And that's kind of the reason I've been inking these pages. I mean, I love penciling, but like with Tyler Kirkham stuff, that's another excellent example. He's a great penciler and has worked as a penciler. But once he starts inking his own stuff, you're like, oh yeah, that's just a different level. And I think people appreciate seeing all the, you should be able to do all of it. You know, even like coloring, which I don't consider myself to be like the most prolific or talented colorist, but I want to get better at it. So it just means just doing it. And this is how I do water. The other thing too is it's hard not to compare to what other people are doing. You know, I look at other people's work and I'm like, oh man, how do they do that? But as long as I'm happy with how I'm doing it and I find people that like what I'm doing, that's really what it's about. It doesn't have to be as good as someone else's work or better than someone or worse. It's like, who cares? Just find people that like what you're doing. You want to support what you're doing and go from there. And that's why I'm trying to do that Bangor convention, because it's like, man, it'd be nice to find people that like what I'm doing. I've been trying to tell people I'm doing this, but if they don't meet me and they don't know me, then you know, they won't know what's going on. That's with anything. So this kind of looks like water, right? Yeah. Feel free to comment and like and share this video. If this looks terrible, you know, keep it to yourself. I don't need to know that. But no, if it looks terrible, you can tell me. But if it looks awesome, you could say it looks awesome. Or kind of awesome. So that's what I'm going for. I want him to look like he's floating and in distress. I think that this panel conveys that. Yeah, looks like he's in water and he's not happy about it. I think if anybody was reading this, they could be able to understand what's going on there. Cool. Maybe my hand had a little more. I don't pencil that tight, so like you'll notice I'm not following any really distinct lines. You know, you'll see some inkers going in over someone else's work and they're just literally following the lines that are there. I'm just kind of guessing. It's like, yeah, I think there's some lines there. Yeah, good enough. I vaguely think I wanted something that looks like this here. Maybe that, yeah. And it helps to speed it up if I can do it like that. So I don't have to pencil as tight. Alright, so that's that panel. That one went well. Cool. And then I'll work on this next one. So usually what I do, first I'll go in with a pip pen and draw. Now with this page, I just kind of threw caution to the wind and I was like, I don't need to print out blue lines, so I'll just go over the pencils. And again, that's just it's like less of a safety net, you know? It's like, just do it. If it's really terrible, just throw it away and start over. You know? No one cares. Alright, so that's Tachi. She's having a rough day. It's kind of funny to draw without music. I'm always usually listening to music, but Facebook Live, it doesn't like when you have audio. So that's what she looks like. So when you back this Kickstarter campaign in January, you can say, oh man, I saw when you drew that page. I saw that panel literally being drawn right in front of me. He didn't screw it up that badly. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Pretty tough looking. You get closer, you can get close up. There's that. And that one. And then I threw in some hair. I do a lot with just this single pen. And then I go in after with the brush pen to I'm not sure this is the right way to do it, but this is the way I've been doing it. And it's worked out fine so far. Sure, there's Tyler Kirkham has a different technique. And it's, I'm sure, better. But this is what I've been doing. I'm also trying to do that like Dave Finch hooked line hair. Tried doing hair with a brush pen. I just couldn't do it. I just didn't like how it looked. This is definitely more of a Mark Silvestri, Dave Finch inspired hairdo. Yeah, something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, please like, share, thumbs up, smiley face, comment. I'd love to hear what you think. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for your attention and your support. I really do appreciate it. I know that comic books aren't everybody's thing. Maybe it's not your thing. But I think everybody can appreciate art and storytelling, and that's really what I'm trying to do with this. It just happens to be a comic book, you know, because I think comics are an important part of our culture. I think that they're important to me, and that's why I like sharing them with you and talking about them. I'd be sad if they didn't exist. I'd be sad if people didn't like and appreciate and enjoy them, because it would be the end of an important part of our shared narrative, you know? Like, yeah, movies are great, television is great, all those art forms that are entertainment are important and valuable, but novels are great, but something about just pictures and words, you know? It's important to me. That's why I'm making them. And see here again, you can tell I didn't have a very strict idea of what I was going to do here. Just kind of throwing in some hair, putting in this fabric, and then what I would do is go back in with a brush pen and throw some lines in. I want it to stay consistent to the way the rest of the page is inked. A little dry brush technique. More lines is more better, right? When in doubt, overwork it. That's definitely something I I've been trying to tell myself, like, as an amateur, as a semi-professional with this, I'm always scared I'm gonna ruin it. So I always try to go, oh, well, maybe that's good enough. Let's stop now. But you don't ever get to the point where it's finished unless you push past the point where you're comfortable with it. I know that seems strange, and it's something I wrestle with all the time. But I'd rather have something overworked than give up on it because I'm worried. Because as soon as it starts being precious, as soon as you start being afraid of hurting it or ruining it, that's when you stop challenging yourself and pushing yourself. Or that's when I stop. I'm not going to speak for you, whoever you are, people watching. So that's how I drop fabric. That's how I drop cloth. That's her handkerchief thing she's got on her face. Now we're on to more lines. With every panel, try to think like, well, what's the focal point of this one? You know, what do I want people to look at? And with this, I'm trying to bring them from up here, right, down to here, and then across, pull out, right? So it's all pulling in and pulling out, and then at the bottom here, that'll be the big page flip. So, Nicholas Campbell, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your time and attention. Thank you so much. Batlanticstudios.com. Like, share, thumbs up, smiley face. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate your time and your attention, and thank you so much for your continued support. I hope everyone has a happy new year. Yeah, and take care. All right. Dylan Distraction, Batlantic Studios. See ya.